Every time I sit in front of a mic, I just want to start rapping.
Do it.
Bars.
Hell yeah.
Are you dropping a beat?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
I just looked one up, yeah. I don't know what kind of beat it is, but here we go.
I was just kidding, right? I can't really rap. I'll
You
try,
can,
though.
You're part black. Of course
I'll
you can
try.
rap.
I'm more of a singer.
You can play.
And I can dance a little.
You can play bass really well, too. It's just
Yeah, that's wild. Now.
Okay. There we go. I think that's more your flavor.
A little bit, yeah.
Hit it.
Yo. MC Rob. I can't rap, bro.
Hit it, Maria.
You'll never hear me sing.
This is Roddy Radio, and we're back. We have a comeback show because we got Robert on the show. He was here a while ago, and he's back. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And we got Maria back. You used to be an old regular. I haven't seen you.
Yeah.
It's been months.
It's been a while.
Last time you came to record, remember we just sat here and talked for like an hour, and then we left, and we didn't record anything?
We talked for like 3 hours.
But we didn't record
We
anything?
didn't record.
So you just like...
I gotta go.
Yeah. By the time I was like, should we get going? She's like, I have to leave. I was like, okay.
I was like, I was supposed to be making like some cupcakes or something 2 hours ago.
But we were just talking like personal shit, that like the stuff you can't talk on the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah. Which is a good,
Therapy?
Yeah. We had a little therapy session.
Venting's good. It's
Speaking
good
of venting, are you still doing the men's group stuff?
I am. So I had to put it on hold, just because my schedule changed up a little bit. So I'm also looking for a new location for it. But yeah, that's part of the foundation that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So it's still going. I just had to put it on hold for a minute.
He started a men's group where men
Was
go and
this
talk about their feelings.
With like
It's a little,
I don't want to say like that sounds.
It's a men's mental health.
I'm not like making fun of it.
Yeah.
I guess that sounds.
What's that?
Is this-
No. So they do their own thing.
Oh, okay.
I actually went into one of their sessions one time because my brother used to go get his haircut there, and it's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. They actually
Where's
they're
that?
building something. It's at a barbershop.
Is it at the barbershop? I just seen
yeah,
him post. Like
yeah.
I went to
What
school with
barbershop
him,
at?
It's Coots
yeah.
Cuts or something.
Yeah,
Oh.
Chris Cuts. Yeah.
Sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. I'm sorry, but it was a good session. I mean, it was only like 6 of us there.
If you need a spot, we just need to knock this wall down and make this room bigger. I've been talking about knocking this wall down.
Okay,
for like 8
yeah.
years.
I'm looking for something like, I don't know. I want something to be like really like comfortable for, because the group of guys that I had, they're all different dudes. A lot of them are.
So you said it's very diverse. It's not like
Yeah,
a bunch of sports dudes or a
and
bunch
stuff,
of nerds.
so-
It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and so my mom offered the church to do it, and I just like some of those guys I just don't think would feel comfortable opening up. So,
Church makes it a little tougher for some of us
to get into those deep convos that I try to push these guys to talk about. So
I think that's awesome because personally, like I've met many men in my life that refuse to talk about their feelings. They think that women don't care or they're gonna use it against them. But honestly, like I don't think I've ever used anybody's like personal trauma against them. I think there's good people out there that won't do it.
Yeah,
So-
and not everyone's a great judge of character, so men will rather not risk that. Even if you are a good person, they'd rather just keep. I used to be that man. I used to be that person until my little brother passed away. That's actually ultimately what made me start the group. But yeah, now I really don't care what anyone thinks, so I just kind of tell everyone how I feel.
Yeah,
And women,
good.
men, elders, kids get it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Like I know from our like culture, it's kind of taboo like to talk about your feelings if you're a boy.
Yeah.
Like when they cry, like boys don't cry. We
Yeah.
hear that all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if in every culture, but I know in the Mexican culture, like
Yeah, no llore.
los niños no lloran.
And the thing that I'm really trying to push is it's not. I feel like men got to be more observant to who they're expressing their feelings to. I'm not saying that men need to come out and just cry and do this and do that, like, because we are built different. We're built to be strong and carry ourselves with this weight on our back and stuff like that. But it's more of just being, you know, cautious of how you express those feelings and who you express those feelings
kind
to.
of a time and a place for it.
Exactly.
And being able to identify that correct.
And a lot of men don't have that. So that's why I started this men's group. And, you know, there's other guys doing it too, like the other group we just talked about and stuff like that, which is great, you know. But there's just I feel like for men, there's always a time and a place for it that they never really had in the past.
Yeah.
So,
and now you just got to kind of look for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, if there are different groups like that, if you don't feel right in the one, you know, try another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, at the end of the day, my conscience is clear because I gave these men an opportunity to come, open up if they wanted to, you know, if they feel like they need to do that and get whatever help they need, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I've been working with other therapists and stuff like that, other companies to where I could, if these guys need more help than what this group's offering, I could push them toward that, you know.
Yeah.
Give them, like, all these resources and stuff, so.
Yeah, we should hook him up with Oscar. Remember, that's what we pushed a lot on the Spanish show was like mental health and like for the raza especially.
Yeah.
And then, but then everybody tried to take advantage of Oscar. Every time he was on the show, everybody started opening up to
we
me.
were here to like 2 in the morning. Then we took it home and
you were just telling him all your problems. But that was everybody. He was like, "Dude, I'm not on the clock. Like I came here to kick it." Like,
and the thing is like, you know, like I'm also like in the search of that girl that can take on that role for the women as well, because, you know, it's not just men. Women need it too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I really want to be versatile in that way to offer women. I just don't want to run it, you know what I'm saying? Because what does it look like a man sitting in a group of women? So
you're just going to look like a bunch of mansplaining to them and trying to help them out.
And I'm not going to combine the two. So this is going to start a war, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm looking for that right woman, the one that has those leadership qualities that, you know, I find in myself that inspire me. So, you know, I haven't found one yet, but
hey,
you know,
maybe someone's listening.
If you're listening,
or you feel
send your resume
to
Robert Glay, you know, gmail.com, like whatever. So
yeah, I think in the last few years, you know, we've had where now it's okay to go to counseling. It's okay to get therapy. I feel like more women are into it. Like we don't feel like we get judged by it. Before it used to be a thing like, oh, if you're going to therapy or you go to counseling, it's because you're crazy. You gotta have some mental health, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like men still haven't stepped up to that, or not stepped up, but like they haven't got out of like, oh, we're weak if we go to therapy, you know, or if we go to counseling. And it's not like, I know we look at men as like stronger than women mentally, or like they got to be protective, but just because they share their feelings, it doesn't mean that they're weaker.
Yeah, definitely. There's a silent war going on between men and women right now in this world, right? So, you know, each one's attacking each other about how they are, how they talk, how they walk, or whatever. The one thing that I've been trying to spread is just, you know, just unity with love and, you know, passion and stuff like that. So I love men, I love women, definitely love women. So, you know, I was raised, I have four sisters and I was adopted. I had 2 moms.
I have 4 brothers.
Yeah. So I was raised by women. I love women, you know, so, you know, I always want to show that kind of love too, like give them that resource, you know, and that outreach that they could get help or whatever. No one's life is perfect. Everyone has some type of trauma that they're dealing with or some type of issue. Let out, yeah, exactly. I keep hitting this thing. I'm sorry.
I think you did that last time too. You talk with your hands a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Did they get you like a hands?
Well, because you know, when I do a lot of public speaking, I'm like sitting there like moving, like, you know, just jiving around, but like I get a little anxious, yeah. But
where have you been, Maria? How come I haven't seen you in like 4 months?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's been 4 months. How long has it been?
It's been like 6 months.
Have I seen you this year?
No.
I don't think so, actually.
I don't think so either.
So yeah, 6 months. Yeah.
I think that was like December last
time? It might have been January, so at least
maybe
it would have been
January.
This year,
it was January actually.
But it's been a minute. You've just been really busy this year.
Busy life.
You're getting tattoos all over?
Yeah.
You're like
getting it tatted all
just getting
up.
blasted.
Yeah.
Hey, you're wearing one of those red bracelets.
Yeah.
You're going to get yelled at in church.
I know. That's why I don't go to church.
Oh, that's good. When we baptized our youngest one, they forgot to take that shit off of her. And so the padre was like, why do you have that on your kid? you're pretty much telling me God isn't enough. And I was like, well, I don't think either of those things are real, but I'm still here.
So you're not a believer?
That was, you know, one of the last times I went to church was when I heard something from the father here.
Yeah.
About the bracelet and then some other things.
Well, that was the thing when he said that. I'm like, oh man, a good thing I'm not wearing shorts. He could see that 666 on my leg. He's gonna get it really bad.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, they don't play that.
It was embarrassing though because he called us out. Luckily, we weren't the only ones. There was another baby that also had a red bracelet on, and and he was like, "No, that means that you're just telling us that God isn't enough."
But it's crazy to me because I feel like it's every father. It's different. Like it's not straight across through the religion. Because
some are way more strict.
It's different because I know, like my ex's family, they send my kids bracelets all the time, and they're bendecidas. You know, they're blessed through the church. Wow. So I don't understand that. Why do over there like they bless them, and in other places here like you can go and bless your jewelry?
I think that's because money talks too. Though.
Yeah, maybe.
They just pay like they're gonna pay the priest. He'll bless anything. He'll bless a Ouija board.
Okay. Well, let's.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. This father
some
in particular.
Some have moral, some don't.
Yeah.
How long ago did you baptize your daughter?
2 years ago. It was right before. It was when she was. Yeah, she wasn't even a year old.
So it was probably the same father. I think what upset me.
What father was it? I don't even remember which father it was. Because I'm not much of a church goer.
Well, I think
for the past
there's only
decade.
been 2 in the last 4 years, and I went about 4 years ago to the one here, and he. Like, it upset me because I had just had a miscarriage. Oh. And we were sitting in church, and he started saying that, sorry, I don't want to get all religious, but he started saying that the reason women, like some women can't get pregnant is because they don't believe in God enough. Like, it's their lack of faith.
So you lost the baby because you're not...
So this is, you guys are talking about the Catholic religion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started thinking like, that's man, I'm not a huge religious person. I'm not super in the Catholic Church, but I used to attend as much as I could. And I know like my ex's family. There's a certain couple that I know that go every single Sunday, and then they even during the week, and they pray all the time. You know, they have. Like saints in their house. They're good people, and they've never been able to have a kid, and they've been married almost 30 years.
That's because they don't believe in it.
And it's because, according to the father, they didn't believe enough. And I'm like, that's ridiculous because
it's insulting.
Yeah, he says like, hey, it's because they don't believe enough. They don't have enough faith. And that couple in particular refuses to go to like science. You know, they don't want to go to a doctor because they don't want to make the other one feel guilty if it's one that can't have and the other one can't.
Yeah, so conscious.
Yeah.
The thing is like if you're a believer, and it doesn't matter any religion, if you believe in God, you know, the saying is God's purpose is his will. So basically, whether you have all the faith in the world, even if it doesn't happen, that's because he wants it that way. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the church. My mom runs a church. My brother-in-law is a pastor. My dad was a pastor. So I grew up in the church, and I've met a lot of different people with different beliefs. And, yeah,
and that
there's some crazy theories out there, you know? So, but, yeah.
Because, because you look at how many people are just pieces of shit, you know? Like,
yeah.
And they go to church every day.
Well, yeah, that too. But I was talking about like
we call those
shit
hypocrites.
that just have baby after baby after baby. It's like you're telling me they're the people that are going straight to heaven.
So the way they look at it is that you see a bad person and they're getting blessed in ways that you want to get blessed in, but you're doing it the right way. They're doing it the wrong way. You know, that's where you lose faith. That's where it's hard to keep faith.
Yeah.
You know, so I understand it. I see it all the time. I experienced it myself. So.
Yeah, it just really upset me, him having that conversation, you know, kind of yelling at the audience, like, it's because you don't believe enough. And I'm thinking, like, this couple is, like, dedicated to God all the time, and they haven't been able to have a kid. And, I mean, I think that if they went to, you know, the doctor, and I know 3 friends in particular that they have gone to the doctor after 10 years of being married, and they're able to have a kid now. Yeah. All 3 of them have had a kid after going through the medical procedures. So, I mean, sometimes that's just what it takes, you know?
Even if they can't ultimately have a kid, they get the answer.
Right.
They
At
get
least
that
there's that,
closure. You know, they like, all right, we
then you
know
can make
why.
a decision from there if you're going to adopt, if you're just not going to have kids, whatever it is.
Right.
It's up to you, and all of them are good. All of them are valid.
And one thing I hate is just not knowing the answer to something.
Yeah.
Not knowing.
Yeah, I'd rather know.
Yeah, give me the answer.
Closure,
Let me know. Yeah,
so I can make a decision and move on after that.
Yeah.
You know, whether it hurts or not.
I was going to say whether it's a good. I mean, you might end up splitting, you know, or if it's you, your old lady might leave you.
Exactly.
And you know it sucks.
You run
But
that
at least,
risk.
but at
Having
least
the,
you know.
the understanding, I think, is.
It's better than going through that resentment for years. Like, think about it. You know, you're resenting each other because you're thinking it's them or they're thinking it's you. Like, it's not healthy. For a healthy relationship.
You guys each have 3 kids. Do you guys want to have more kids?
I'm good. My kids are older, like 12, 10, and 8.
You're like done.
And then with my
You
business.
don't want to start over again.
Yeah, I don't want to start
That's
over.
how I felt because mine was 6, and then I was like, back to the waking up early again. And stuff.
Yeah. I used to think I wanted another one. I was okay having another one, but right now with my business, and I'm like, I'm getting older. I mean, I'm 33. I could still have another one if I wanted to.
Is this high risk after 30, or when is it high risk?
So I think it's high risk if your first one is after 30.
Oh, okay.
I think it's after 40s is when it's high risk. Yeah. So.
Me, it just depends. Like, my window's closing for sure. Like, you know, I'm trying to make moves, but I do want a little girl because I have 3 boys. I have a 12, 6, and 4-year-old. They're all boys. And wild.
Do you think you got a girl in the chamber though? Because I think don't they say sex is decided by the man?
I got the A1, but it's
I knew I was gonna have all girls.
I breed, you know, I just breed them different. That's just the way it is. But I feel like part of it is the woman too. Like, you know, they say positions and stuff like that factors in, but I don't know. I don't know if that's like old mother tales and stuff.
I think
like
it
that.
is. But
I think it is.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I feel like I got.
That's
a girl
the way
in the
guys
chamber.
would get their chicks to do crazy shit. Like
Yeah, I feel like I got a girl in the chamber, but that chamber's starting to rust because I'm getting older. So you feel me? So
you're not ready. I'm ready for this. I can go get a free vasectomy.
Yeah,
First Tuesday of every month.
What?
Free vasectomy.
Where's
Free
this
vasectomy. Vasectomies will be offered the morning once a month at the Pocatello Free Clinic located at 1001 North 7th Avenue in Pocatello. It's students doing it.
Okay, I'm going to need like a review chart before I step in there because...
What if they
Also,
mess it up?
free,
Like,
free circumcisions too. So if you want to just
for
go get all chopped
adults
up.
or for babies?
Yeah, no, for adults. I think a lot of adults want to get circumcised once.
Well, yeah.
If they're not.
I got my taper fade when I was a baby, so thank you, Dr. Locke, I think was his name.
You know that dude.
Appreciate you, man. Like, hey, you did a great job. Love it. Thank you.
But yeah, if anyone out there wants to get a free circumcision, which I do not understand why anyone would, you know, judgment free, obviously, but it's like
at this age, bro, like,
that's what I'm saying.
point.
Like,
you know,
like
what I'm saying?
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like whether your beliefs, whether you think it's this or that, at this age, it's like I'm not going.
That's
through
too
any
dangerous,
extra
bro.
But
I
I
can't
do.
do it.
But I am seriously considering the free vasectomy though, because I'm done.
Yeah. I think that's awesome for one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, I still need to see like a review chart, you know.
A review chart of what?
Just, you know, seeing how like
Did it work?
yeah, did other guys like voice their opinion on their experience with them? Like,
Well, it's not like they leave them completely alone. I'm sure there's someone that knows what they're doing.
no, yeah, but free students, like, it's just getting
that
close to your
it's like-
private parts.
And it's not like a
crazy.
free haircut, like we'll just grow back.
Bro, like, they don't come back. Yeah. And I heard like reversing your procedure is just horrible. It's like horrible pain and stuff like that. So
Is that for girls too?
I don't know.
It just
I don't know.
says
Vasectomies for
so.
men, right? It's
Yeah.
something else for women.
Tubes, getting your
Yeah, your
tubes
tubes
tied.
tied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to get your tubes tied?
Maybe. I just don't want to be 40 and having an accident, you know?
Yeah, that's the
I
thing.
mean, I'm almost.
Like if you want to, you want to.
Yeah,
but
like
it's
I've
a
had,
whole other thing.
I have 3 kids. I had 5 pregnancies, and all of them were planned. Like I didn't have one pregnancy that I didn't plan. So I know lots of people, but I'm like, you know how to get pregnant. You know how you get pregnant. Like, how do you?
Yeah,
not
that's how I
avoid
never
that?
understood the accidents thing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, no, you got to take accountability for yourself.
I'm like, that's
Yeah.
why that's like a lot of people think, because we weren't married or anything, they think
Yeah.
my first daughter was like an accident. I'm like, no, like we wanted to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, we don't get to 28 without Like, you know, I took the precautions needed and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the one that was, I don't want to say an accident, just a surprise, was my second daughter. But at that point, it was like we were married, we're living together, so it's like we weren't exactly using protection ever.
Oh, yeah.
So it was surprising, but it still wasn't like, oh shit, I didn't mean to. Like,
Yeah.
like we knew what we were doing.
I guess
Yeah, I
like
don't
my last
understand
one,
it.
I wasn't like wanting to get pregnant, but it was like, I knew I didn't take care of myself, you know?
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, I knew what I was doing, but I didn't expect that it was going to get me pregnant that one time, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, I mean, obviously it didn't happen, so it was whatever, but.
Yeah.
Our last one was a surprise as well, you know, but
That's how it goes.
shoot or shoot. So at the end of the day, you know, you just shoot. So.
You know, that was the thing with us too, though. Like, there were so many times when I was like, oh, I think I was too late on that. I think you might be pregnant, and it never happened.
Yeah.
And then when it did happen, we were like, when the hell? Like, I don't
no,
remember a time
Swear
when
I pulled out or
yeah.
something, you know.
And then like they were like, the date of conception approximately was like February 23rd, which is the day after my birthday. So I'm like, I don't remember having birthday sex, but apparently we did.
No, for me, it was every time, like, I am fertile as
Fertile,
can be.
fertile.
So I've always, like, I don't care. Like, if you're going to take care of yourself, great. But I've always made sure I'm taken care of
You're
because
the
I don't
first
trust
one.
nobody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know what I want. And I don't want a kid right now.
Yeah.
I think we were both pretty fertile too, like, me and my ex, because like first try on the first one, like yeah, let's do it. Boom, first try right away.
Yeah.
That's why when
That's
I
what
hear
happens.
people,
That's what happens when you have that
trying
A1,
and
bro.
trying.
Yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah. So
Kinda
I
feel
can't
that.
really remember. I mean, I think I took a few attempts, but either way, it happened. So.
Oh man, how
But
you doing,
I would love a little girl. I always wanted one. I was hoping our third one would be a little girl. He actually came out looking like a girl because he had like long curly hair.
Oh.
But he was a boy. So
You never know nowadays.
yeah, you never know. I don't know.
Yeah, you might still have a daughter eventually.
Yeah, I might. We gonna leave that topic alone. So
That's all. That's all
yeah,
we have to say.
it's all good. Yeah.
I'm like, I got my 2 girls and my son.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't feel the need to have another one.
Like whenever people have a boy and then a girl or vice versa, I'm like,
Yeah.
like that's a vasectomy right away. I'd
Yeah,
be like,
oh, yeah.
dude, son or daughter, that's perfect. Let's get out of here.
But when it's so one-sided, you always imagine, or I guess in
Yeah.
a way fantasize about, you know.
See, and I always knew I was gonna have all girls.
Yeah.
And I think it's just, I don't know if it's like for real I knew, or just because, just my common sense, because we're all boys. There's 4 of us, and my brother has 2 girls, and I'm like, all of us are just gonna have girls.
There's a saying that if a man has all girls, it's because he was a hoe. I'm just saying.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that, but I'm also not
and
gonna argue with it.
It's karma, in a sense, for that man that was being a hoe.
You know what? That's funny. You
Being a
should say
little-
that, because that is stuff I worry about. I'm like, especially because I'm like, I wish my daughters were ugly.
Yeah.
And it's like the older they get, the prettier they get, and I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, and you know it's a fear for any
Bunch of
any
fucking
father.
douchebags are gonna be all up on this shit.
I can't say the same thing about my ex-husband. I don't think he was a hoe, and I still don't think he is.
Yeah,
And he has
But
2 daughters.
he
Like,
didn't have all girls.
he had 2 daughters.
Oh.
Yeah, first, and so I mean, I don't know, but I never thought I was gonna have a girl. Like, my mom has four brothers. I have 4 brothers, so I was like, it's, you know, like
You're
my
an
first.
all boy.
I was in shock. Like, I still couldn't believe it, even after having a daughter. I'm like, whose kid is this? For the longest time, I think it took me at least 9 months till after I had her. Like, I kept thinking it was my mom's kid. In my mind, I just couldn't wrap around me having a kid. You know, and it, like, every time I'd call her or any time I'd be talking, I'd be like, I would want to say like somebody else's kid. Like, I couldn't believe it was mine.
Wow.
Yeah. And then then it kind of just clicked.
Maybe she's not yours. Maybe you got cheated on and you had someone else's baby.
I
don't
used
know
to
how
think,
these
I
things
don't
work.
know. She
Well,
looked Chinese when she was born.
all I know is my boy had all girls, right? And he was a slut. So
Yeah.
you know, like, it's just a theory that I've heard many times by.
It might be, but I don't know. My brother, well, he went to college too. I don't know what
So-
the hell he was doing in college. So
And karma's real.
yeah, I always thought it was just because I thought maybe it was like the fate of us not getting along with our dad and just being like, well, this was where the bloodline ends. Like, nobody
Yeah.
else was gonna have our last name after us. You know?
Yeah. There's a lot of different ways to think about it.
Yeah.
But.
And the whole thing. I hadn't heard that, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I heard that like if when you have a son, like as a woman, when you have a son, that it means like you needed loved, and I definitely feel that with my son.
Yeah,
like he's such a cuddly, like lovey-dovey kid. Like he just wants to hug me all the time, and Mom, I love you, and just out of nowhere, Mom, I love you, and I'm just like, who is this? You know?
Well, yeah, they say if a woman has all boys, it's because it stems from the trauma of having daddy issues. So now they have all boys,
daddy issues.
and they're seeking attention from men, right? Your
That
own
makes
kids,
sense, yeah.
your own kids in a way. You're
Yeah.
seeking attention. You want them to need you.
Yeah.
That's seeking attention. So
That makes
in a
sense.
sense, if a woman has all boys, like she's dealing with some daddy trauma.
But I have some mama trauma too.
Yeah, yeah.
Just have parent trauma.
Oh.
Parent
Both.
trauma. Yep. So.
Yeah.
But
No,
those are
yeah,
just
that makes
the-
sense. And I remember there was a period of time where all of us were older, like bigger anyway, but we were all still kind of at home. And so we'd all go out with my mom, like grocery shopping or something. I remember we went to, what's the store on here on First Street? The Mexican store there?
Union Market.
Union Market. We were there, and the lady that was working there, one of the owner ladies, she's like, mira, ¿quién la va a saltar usted? Like, tus cuatro guaruras, because my mom walks in with, the 4 bodyguards. She's like, I'm like, and that's how it was. She was always
The
walking around all
short
4 of
bodyguards.
us.
Just kidding.
We're all taller than my mom, and Bruce is tall as hell.
Oh,
Well, how
yeah,
tall
yeah,
is your
yeah.
mom?
Shorter than me. So whatever
My
that
mom's
is.
like 4'11".
I was
bro,
like
so.
5 feet maybe.
By the way, your brother just added me on Instagram a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
And I
you
was
guys
like,
weren't friends before?
No,
That's right.
But I think I remember him being a bigger kid, and he like looks just like you.
He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, he looks just like you. I was like,
he used to be chubby.
I didn't even know you
Chubby
had
boy.
brothers, bro.
I have 3 brothers.
No.
I was
you-
like, that looks just like Rodrigo, and I went to check his page. I was like, that
You
is
think he looks
Rodrigo's.
like him? We
You
were-
guys look so much alike now. You
We
didn't
worked
look
at
like before.
Winco. We worked at Winco together when I was 20, and he was, so that would have made him 16. And everybody
That's
was
when we
like,
went to school together.
and everybody was like, "You guys look exactly the same." I was like, "We look nothing
Bro,
alike."
I worked at Winco too.
I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
he's white and I'm not. I'm like, we just look like he looks more like my mom's family,
Oh, okay.
and I
Well,
look
you
more
guys
like
look
my dad's
so
family.
much alike now, and that
Really?
like, yeah, I remember him bigger before, and you guys didn't look alike, but now you do.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of weight and kept it off.
That's cool.
But
cool.
how,
Yeah.
what'd you do at Winco?
I just stocked shelves. I was like 17, 18 years old or something.
I was a cashier, and my
Okay.
brother was 16, so all he could be was a cart kid.
Yeah, I worked a graveyard shift, bro. It was miserable. But
See, that's why I wanted to be cashier. I was usually out of there pretty decent hour.
it was cool.
I enjoyed it. I did that with. It was during the recession, and my paychecks at the call center were really low. So I got both, and I barely gotten a car, like the first car I ever financed. So I just did both jobs until I paid off the car.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, Winco's not bad. They have like that whole like self-employed like
Cell phone, employee owned.
stock that they
Employee owned,
invest in. Yeah,
yeah.
employee owned. Yeah. Which
That's
is
what
cool.
everybody would tell me. They'll be like, just stay here because it's in the long run the benefits. I'm like, I'm 20 years old. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, bro. Like,
And I'd be like, sell me my beer, and they'd be like, are you 21? I'd be like, I work here, dude. Just sell me my beer.
like
And they
long
would?
run.
Yeah, I'd be like,
What?
my ID's in the car, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, you know me.
Yeah.
So I'd walk out of there. With all
I actually
sorts
did a
of
beer run there one time, bro.
Yeah?
Me and the boys. Yeah, we did a beer run.
Like you jacked it?
Yeah, ran in there and
Fuck
snatched
yeah.
that shit up, bro. They had one old lady sitting at the thing. Like, she ain't catching us. We're athletes over here, so.
If she can catch
and we
you, she
each had
deserves
two.
it.
We each had 2 cases, bro. Yeah, it was fun. That was when I was
How
like,
many of you was it?
This was right before I started working there. That's what's crazy.
Oh,
about it.
shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
and they still hired you.
yeah, they still hired me, so made me feel like some slick ass dude.
I own this
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, this is my spot. But yeah, it was cool.
I
Cause we
know
we
it-
lived over there in that Garfield area.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then my brother lives right there on that
we
street.
snatched
Next
it,
door?
ran past like Pizza Hut, and ran through that field where they're building those apartments. At.
That's the best way because they can't follow you.
No.
Like if you're in a car, it's like just follow the so and so car that
Yeah.
went.
They
headed
won't
west.
follow you anyways.
Yeah, they won't. Well, the Clarks are pretty hardcore
They
at
might,
Winco.
but they might call the cops. I mean, but they don't follow you. It's a store policy.
Yeah.
I
Clark.
mean, anywhere, even the bank.
Yeah.
do you know about the Clark?
Mm.
The
What is
Clark, it wasn't his real name, but Clark was the security guy that would be up at those big windows right over the registers. He'd be looking down the whole time.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
I remember when my little phone rang once. Hello. I was like, hey. I was like, did they already pay what's on the bottom of the cart? I was like, yeah, already. Oh, and I looked, and he's like, don't look. I was like, fuck. And I was like, oh, yeah, I already bring that up for that.
Oh, man.
And it was Clark.
I didn't know they had windows there at Winco. I mean,
look
they
at
do
the top. There's one of them's the break room, but the other
Mm-hmm.
one's all the Clark windows. Just dudes that's watching.
I used to work at a grocery store in American Falls, and they had those, and I've seen it like at Brolum's. I've seen them at other grocery stores, Ridley's, but I've never seen them at Winco. I guess I've never looked up.
There was this one kid, and I don't know if I should name drop. He went to school with you also. He's your age also. And he's from my hometown.
Jose?
No, it was Troy.
What high school did you go to?
I went to a lot.
A bunch of them, huh?
I went to Rigby. I went to Bonneville. I almost graduated from Bonneville, and then I went and graduated at Lincoln. But yeah. And I went to Rigby. Not Rigby. Yeah, I did go to Rigby, but I went to Aberdeen. Where else? I went to so many schools, dude. It was everywhere.
Troy got caught stealing condoms, and we watched that happen. We happened to be in the store at the same time. Then, like, a month later, his girl was pregnant. And we're like, fuck, they should just let him. Like, if I saw someone stealing condoms, I wouldn't do anything about
that's
it.
so
Like,
inspiring. Like, if I caught someone stealing condoms, I'm like, good for you, bro. Like,
yeah, high five, man.
Yeah, safe sex.
Take some fucking KY with you while you're
I would be hot. Like, if I got caught stealing condoms, and then I don't get any, and I go get a girl pregnant, I'm going back and I'm suing the store. Like, yo, are you gonna pay this? You gonna take care of this?
Your
Like,
child
come on,
support at
man.
that point.
Like, look what you did. Like, I'm a dog in heat. You know I need those things. Like, come on, man. Like, that's crazy.
Which is another reason why you shouldn't get circumcised. Because if you're not circumcised, you can just tie your foreskin over your wiener. And it's just a built-in condom.
I feel like circumcised weenies are just the ugliest things in the world, bro. So, like, to the men out there that are listening, if you are not circumcised, please go get faded up, because it's not a good look.
What the fuck do you care?
I'm just saying, it's not a good look. It's just weird, you know.
No, I wish I had my foreskin.
Are you? You're not
built-in
circumcised.
condom.
I'm assuming that's why.
No, I am.
Oh, okay.
I'm the only one out of the 4 boys that got circumcised.
Well, from what I heard is like they, if you're not high maintenance, like you don't clean it, like it gets.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, who's not gonna clean their fucking dicks though?
You'll be surprised.
I've
fucking
heard.
disgusting.
I've never been with
That's
anybody
like if you.
not.
That's like if you didn't clean under your boobs.
I mean, I shower every day.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. To me, it's the same thing. Like ladies with big boobs, if you don't clean under your boobs, it's gonna get gross. So what do? You just clean it.
I don't
So if you
know.
have a foreskin, you're gonna get up in there with a fucking wire brush. Like,
My stance on this is I've been married twice. I've been married somebody that was circumcised and somebody that wasn't. I honestly don't care.
no difference.
No, I don't think it mattered at all. I've heard stories, from other women, but I mean, I think I've been with enough men like that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, honestly.
And it's a preference.
I'd
thing.
rather have the built-in condom. I wish I had that.
Yeah.
It's funny. One of my brothers had to be circumcised. I think he was like 2 years old. He had to be circumcised.
2 years?
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. He was having some infection and he had to get circumcised. It's
The
bad.
way I look at it, it's like getting a fresh haircut, right? You just look sharp. You look sharper. You look cleaner. You look, But no knock on guys that are not circumcised. Like, I take my comment back. Like, do you? If you're comfortable with that, then cool.
Like,
but
I've heard that there's men that have too much. I've never had.
Yeah,
never
I've heard of
seen
that too,
So I've never
and they
seen
can get
that, so-
circumcised to where like they'll still have foreskin. They just get a trim.
Yeah.
Like they'll still keep foreskin, but not like.
men, if you go get circumcised, get faded up, you go run errands, you'll be straight. I promise. It's just like getting a haircut. I'm telling you, man.
Maybe I've never been with enough men to
You can
experience that,
You can
but
get free circumcisions at ISU in Pocatello.
Shout out to ISU.
Hell yeah.
Go get your free haircut.
They use those cigar cutters.
I really should be like a marketing promoter. Like, I feel like I can market businesses really well. Like,
Do a commercial for her business.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Just right now.
I love the camera. So
Tell them what to say.
Yeah. Aguas Maria. So I do aguas frescas,
Okay.
fresh fruit drinks, not artificial.
artificial. Okay.
Not artificial.
Not artificial. You guys hear that? Not artificial.
Yeah.
Can you say the company name again, one?
Aguas Maria.
Aguas
Maria.
Marida.
Maria.
Marida.
Maria.
Hey, I'm working on my Spanish, y'all, so just bear with me. You know, I love Latino women, so you know.
I thought you were Mexican.
I know.
Robert.
I know. Everyone thinks I'm Mexican. No, I'm half black, half white.
I thought he was Dominican when I met him.
Shout out to my Mexican homies and the women. I love them.
They
I love
used to
the
call
culture.
you know what they fucking call them at work, because people at work are fucking lames.
Yeah.
They used to call him Maluma.
I don't know what that is, but
Oh my God, he does look like Maluma.
I don't even know what Maluma looks like.
What?
yo, pull a
Did-
picture up. I have to see this because I've heard it.
You had like a man bun.
Yeah, I had the man
that's what-
bun.
Did
Yeah.
Maluma have a man bun?
Yeah, he does.
I had a bun. I'm actually growing that back. Hey, just so you know, I am growing my hair out. Like, I'm just doing it a little bit different this time, but I am gonna have long hair here soon.
Okay,
Long curly hair.
that's beautiful.
So I know
Did you
it's so
find the
random,
picture?
but
Not a great picture. Hold on. Not a great picture, but and he's got glasses right there. But
I definitely want to get. Oh yeah, okay. So actually, it's not a bad
It's the
comparison.
beard.
It's not.
the
It's not a bad
beard.
comparison. Like
maybe
I'm okay
the
with that.
beard.
Yeah.
He's good looking.
Yeah. So the thing is like when they first told me that, I was like, yo, like I didn't know if I should be offended.
Okay, I see it. I don't
Yeah.
see it now, but I remember when you had the longer hair and the beard.
I could show y'all pictures right now. Like,
Yeah.
Like he doesn't always have long hair, but yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
see
got
it.
some pretty big nose though. Like, I think that's kind of throws me off. But it's not a bad comparison. I appreciate that. So whoever came up with that at Challenger, hey, shout out to you.
That they always because they that was Gallo and
Yeah.
Choche. And
I see
they-
his ass once in a while
Who,
too.
Gallo or-
Yeah, Gallo. Yeah,
I've seen
that.
Choche. Every time I see Choche, he's just drunk off his fucking ass.
I know,
And he's
every-
super skinny now. He's
Is
like,
he?
I have diabetes, and then he's
Bro,
drunk as fuck.
yeah.
I'm like, well,
They're
this might be the
always
last.
faded,
This might be
bro.
the last time I see. They'd be drunk at work all the time.
Oh yeah,
That was fucking
we
crazy.
remember we used to go up to the gas station and they'll just go buy beer like
Yeah.
mid shift, and I'm just sitting there like, holy
He got
shit.
fired like 3 times for being drunk at work.
That's crazy, bro.
And he got
Yeah.
rehired.
Yeah, it's the thing is like the job, like one they were good enough at their job where they're like, okay, fuck, come
They
back.
were operational drunks, basically. Like they could just do whatever. Your leg going to sleep.
You
I
have to
get
go to the
numb when
bathroom?
like my whole leg, my thigh, my arm,
Oh.
everything's numb.
You'd stand up for a while. If you-
It's numb for real.
Is it cool if I have another beer?
Oh yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. With all this talking, you know, the mouth gets dry a little bit, and I have like this cut on my lips, so I'm like,
I don't drink often, and when I do, especially Monaco's, like
I feel like
I
last
get
year you
drunk.
drank a lot more because we were doing
no,
the podcast a
well
lot
with
more.
you here, but I mean, what did I drink? Only one Monaco every time.
Yeah, and you'd always get
I'm by a
We
third.
did that. We did that. That buzz ball at one time, and we were
Yeah.
both pretty faded because we didn't know
And
we
I
had
had
to.
half
We didn't
it.
know we had to shake it, and so we're like, "This isn't even that strong."
Yeah,
and then at the
until
end, it
the
was
end.
like
Oh,
just
yeah.
a shot.
Until the end.
yeah, buzz balls are trending right now. Those
They're
bigger
good.
ones,
They're
yeah,
tasty.
yeah.
And it
everyone's-
says they're women owned, so that's cool. Support women.
yeah. I
Black women.
always,
owned.
I
I'm
always
just
support
kidding,
women.
I don't know if they're black.
That probably is.
Maybe some of
Some
That's
type of
awesome.
colored women.
Yeah.
you know.
Jamaican women.
Yeah. so,
Jamaican.
but
Yeah.
No, but you were gonna do a commercial for Aguas Maria.
Yeah.
Only the freshest fruit.
yeah, the freshest fruit in town. Go check it out. Can I get a location?
3192 South, 25th East
3192 South, 25th East,
in Idaho Falls.
in Idaho Falls, Idaho. Go check it out, guys. How many listeners do you got now?
7.
No, you don't.
Okay, I was like, bro, come on.
You gotta cut that
I'm
out.
gonna start promoting you, like for real. Like, give me everything. I'll promote it. Nah, that's how many you got. Truly,
Average, not a lot. Probably maybe 40 listens on each.
that's
episode.
solid, bro. Because
Yeah.
last time I was here, you
It was
I
a
think
lot
you-
less. Yeah,
you said it was
the
like 20 or
Spanish
something.
one got like to a point where it was we had quite a bit. Yours was like your episode
Yeah.
was the first big boom.
Yeah.
Where you got like a couple hundred views on that one.
So I'm just sitting next to a celebrity. then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Oh, I think I was just starting, my store. I was booming.
You
and
had been in the
everybody-
news like a
Yeah.
week before.
Everybody wanted to know who I was and where
Yeah.
I was coming from. I mean, I get that every time I go somewhere. Like when I've moved to a different town, everybody wants to know who I am. And so, I mean, I was happy to be on your podcast and let people know who I was.
And then that's kind of why I stopped doing the video one though, because it like definitely dropped off, and like there was one week when no one could come in, like you or like none of the regulars. I was like,
Yeah.
well, Like, it's a lot of work for nothing, so I just keep doing this.
Yeah.
This is like more for me than anything.
Yeah.
But it's growing.
So I've actually been approached by a few people to starting a podcast.
Yeah.
But you know, I rather just be a guest.
Yeah.
So I told
You can be a regular guest. I need to hit you up more often.
Yeah, bro. I was like, I felt like our last one was great. Like, I felt like I did a great job. So I was like, dang, bro, it's been months. He hasn't hit me up. So I'll just do other podcasts. So I have done other podcasts.
Oh, have you? What have you been on?
So my boy, he does like a sports podcast in Utah. I've done that one with him. I've done like these other relationship ones.
What are they called? Do you know the name so we can go listen to them?
One is called like, I'm thank God he's not a listener because I don't want to offend him. But oh man, what was it called? It's like sports talk or something like something sports.
Find them and like send them to me so I can link them.
Yeah.
So
and then I'll find that other one too.
Yeah.
But like, and it's because it's so random. Like I don't listen to podcasts. I really don't. But they'll message me and they'll be like, hey, heard you're a great speaker. Heard you like to conversate your social. Like, come on my podcast.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah, that's what's up.
I don't personally like go on podcasts to listen, but I like having little sections that I love to follow that, and it's inspiring. Yeah. I like to share it all the time. Like if there's something somebody said, I love sharing it. I'm like that. I relate to that, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Well, Regal's my boy too, so I always want to support the cause. You know what I'm saying? I always support your dog.
He never. It wasn't like a beat around the bush. I was like, you want to come on? He's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, bro. I always support. Like I always show love.
And I didn't hit you up. There was a while where like pretty much all winter I didn't really record anything.
Yeah.
But we're definitely in the swing of things, and I've got like few other people.
Someone told you to hit me up, didn't they? Who was it? You said someone said, "I'll get this person on."
No.
Was it Darlene? Wasn't it Darlene?
No, she just knew who you were.
Oh, okay.
I just thought that you were doing the men's thing on Facebook, and I was like, I'm gonna hit him up, see if he wants to come on.
Oh, okay.
Talk about that.
I thought you told me that. Yeah.
But then, like, Darlene was in like a week before, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I know him. We were at the same church and shit."
Yeah.
Like, okay.
She's cool. Yeah, and her husband's cool too.
Yeah. They've been.
So I'm actually doing this coaching apprentice thing. So like, I'm working on that. And so
are you working with Fred?
No, but I would like to. Like,
Fred just won some big championship. He's a big deal.
So Darlene, if you're listening, like, get that plug for me, you know, because I want to get that experience. But yeah, you know, I'm just trying to get my hands in on different sports.
You know what? We were driving. I was driving. Fred was my passenger. I've only had like 3. What the fuck? And
they already faded, huh?
But there's a cop that pulled up like kind of intersection, and fucking Fred got all nervous and like buckled up and shit.
Well, he's a black man,
and that's why. And that's when I realized,
you know,
when you're Mexican, we get hassled if we get pulled over.
Yeah.
Like once we get pulled over, they call fucking backup and shit over nothing.
Yeah, you got 3 squad cars.
I'm like,
there.
Yeah. But we don't get pulled over just because we're brown.
I'm a woman. I just get pulled over and I get let go.
Well, we understand.
Yeah. I'd let you go too, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. So. No, I don't really get bugged, bro. A lot of guys.
So you're light skinned enough.
Yeah,
I think you're
light skinned enough. I could. They're
like, oh, there's Maluma. I won't pull him over. But Fred got like nervous and like I felt bad. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even think of that. He's like, yo, dude, slow down. Make sure you're doing everything. Make sure you're signaling. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he ain't trying to get snatched out of the car and beat. You know?
Yeah, which makes sense. And I'm like, God, man.
Sound dumb, but I just realized that we're doing the podcast in English.
You thought we were doing a Spanish one?
I don't know. We always do a Spanish. The last time I think we did English and Spanish. And
oh yeah, the one night we did like 2 in a row.
Yeah.
We did it in Spanish.
By the way, that kid that we did the 3 in the band, he just went to go get Awas the other day.
Which one? Oh, the
your neighbor's kid, I think you said you were friends with his mom.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty
Those
cool.
are good kids.
I'm gonna impress you guys one day. One day I'm gonna show up. We're gonna do a little session, and I'm gonna start speaking Spanish, and then we can do it in Spanish.
Yeah.
Once again, shout out to my Spanish listeners.
See, and I didn't realize, duh, he doesn't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Because the whole time you thought he was Mexican.
I always wanted to learn
that.
that.
You said Robert, so I don't know.
Roberto,
yeah.
Yeah, Roberto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roberto Plastilina.
Yeah.
Because his last name's Clay.
Oh.
That's right.
Roberto Barro.
Barro.
I don't know what that is, but
Clay.
I appreciate it. So
Barro.
it sounds good.
Plastilina is more like modeling clay,
Yeah.
and then like Barro's
It's like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like
Barro is
Barro's
clay.
like the stuff they make the nice stuff out of.
Yeah.
The thing is I
Like
love
ceramic shit.
listening to Spanish. Like, I love listening to people speak Spanish. Like, I just sit there and just stare at them, man or women. Like, I'll just stare and just let you talk to whoever you're talking to, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool.
You know, it's funny. Like when I've been around people that speak both, and they hear me speak Spanish, they'll be like, "Can you say that again?" Like, what?
So do you speak Spanglish? Like, that's the thing, right?
Yeah,
like, we're
sometimes.
Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but they're like, you sound so sexy when you speak Spanish, and I'm like,
yeah, I love it. Yeah,
I don't know, it's different, I guess.
It's just one of those things. That's why I love Latino women.
Yeah. For the longest time, she thought I didn't know English.
When I first met you, because the first few people I met when I met you didn't speak English, so I was like, oh.
Yeah. I do that at work. I said that last time you were here.
Yeah,
I said that at work. I avoid speaking English so that people don't ask me stuff.
We did like 4 podcasts in Spanish, so I literally every time I say like I speak Spanglish, he'd always reply in Spanish. So I did not think that he spoke English.
I prefer Spanish, quite honestly.
So if you don't mind me asking, how'd you guys two meet? Like,
just for the podcast.
Yeah, just through the podcast.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned that your brother went to school with her and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it wasn't until after that she's like, "Oh, your brother was Ulises." I'm like, "Yeah."
Okay, cool.
It's kind of. I mean, we were saying that before. Like, however, here it's kind of small town. Like everybody knows each other.
Yeah,
everybody you can kind of network everybody together. Like
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, she knows my brother-in-law and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, it's small. It's IF.
Yeah, small town, small area.
But
I know lots of people too. I mean, lots of people know me. Like I said, I've moved around everywhere.
Especially now.
Yeah, like I've moved. I lived in American Falls. I lived in Aberdeen. I lived in Blackfoot for a long time. I lived in Fort Hall. I lived in Idaho Falls, in Ryrie, in Rigby. I don't know, Jerome.
and then on top of that, you're a business owner.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Naturally, you're just gonna meet.
Yeah.
So
and you know, like, so I just went through custody with for my kids, and one thing, like, my ex refused for them to leave Blackfoot, and like I've always said, like, the reason my business does so well is because I've moved around so much. People know me everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not a bad thing to move around. Like, it doesn't cause you maybe trauma, maybe for a little bit, but it's not traumatic to move.
Yeah.
And he just tried to fight me over that. Like, it's so traumatic for the kids, and like,
I hate that. That's the way I made it feel like with me too. Like, oh, like you have to commute, and if they move over there, it's gonna be devastating. I'm like, kids move all the time, man. Like,
yeah,
and
they're resilient. Like,
I mean, it's not the best. You don't want to move
different.
them like every year, but
I did.
They'll survive it. They'll survive a move. You know.
I think I went to 15 different schools.
And say I went to a lot of schools growing up too. We moved, and I spent most of my life in Utah, back and forth. So I know a lot of people from Utah and Idaho as well. So yeah, and honestly, it's honestly a great blessing. I met a lot of great people. So
yeah,
you make good friends that way.
Yeah, I agree.
So
that's one argument for it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you single, bro?
I am single.
You're single. How long have you been single for?
A year and a half, almost 2 years now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Celibate.
Yeah. How long?
Same amount of time. Whatever that's been.
2 years or 2 weeks?
No, going on 2 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because you had to. I'm just kidding.
Because
you had to.
No, it was my choice. Shut the fuck up.
That's cold. But
it was my choice, all right?
Okay.
I took a vow.
That's impressive. So you're just nunned out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not necessarily a vow, but at the same time, it's like there is a certain standard. I think, like, if I lowered my standard and if I really wanted to, I probably could. But I'm like, you know.
Yeah. I think it's really impressive to have that self-control to, hold that standard strong.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I'm learning more and more as time goes on,
I'm going to take the vow right now. I'm not going to have sex until after my vasectomy heals.
There you go.
So you already got it?
No, I'm going to go
you're going to get it. You're going to go get it on the free day, right?
Yeah, every first Tuesday of the month. So So September comes.
They're gonna love you for this. You're advertising for them for free.
Yeah, well, you know, they're not charging me for the vasectomy.
So we could be marketing partners, bro. Like, you really out here marketing vasectomies. It's impressive. It really is. Shout out to all the men out there, man.
After that, I'm just gonna dump in loads everywhere once.
I've always heard about that. Like, it's always been a thing. Like, women have to get their tubes tied all the time, and it's like, why can't the men?
And it's a lot less invasive when the vasectomy than
the toll on a woman to get their tubes tied is a lot heavier. It is, you know.
Yeah.
For the woman I love, I'd get a vasectomy for her. But I'm not just going to do it just because, you know.
Just because it's free.
I don't know, bro. Like, part of me wants to because it's free. But, you know.
You could also go donate your sperm.
Exactly.
I heard that's a lot of money.
It is, you know, and opportunities have presented themselves to do that.
Yeah.
I've never done it personally, but I've been asked to.
Did they ask for you not to be like a dumbass or anything?
Well, I've been asked by people like the institutes that do it. And
Why wouldn't you do that?
I've been asked by individuals as
If someone asked me, I would totally do it. I'm jerking off all the time.
So yeah, I've had women ask me to donate sperm to them. Yeah.
Do you make
Couples.
beautiful
Sorry,
children?
not women. Not women.
Yeah,
Sorry, couples. That sounded so like porn star-ish. Like,
I was gonna say, is it like turkey based, or they just want you to cooperate?
Yeah, couples.
He's like, I am the baster.
Lesbian couples, you know, straight couples and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, couples just changes the whole thing.
Yeah.
You were saying it in that tone of voice, like
He's getting that sexy voice going.
They're always asking.
They're always asking me.
I'm sorry.
All the ladies out there asking for something.
But like being a surrogate too, like that's money.
Yeah.
I thought
That, again,
about
though,
it,
that's
honestly.
a lot rougher on a woman than
I know a
donating
couple.
sperm.
Yeah,
Well,
I know a
that's
couple
a
people.
pregnancy.
Because you're going through a whole pregnancy for something.
Yeah, but you know what? I've thought about it, and I'm like, so many people know me that even if I
they're
were
gonna see you pregnant.
Yeah, they're gonna like, you're pregnant. Yeah, right. You're just putting up that baby for adoption. Like they wouldn't believe me. You know, and not that I care, but
ultimately, I feel like it's a beautiful thing to do for someone.
Yeah.
It's a very selfless thing to do.
Yeah.
Did you have
even though
rough
you're getting
pregnancies?
paid?
What was that?
Were you pretty good when you're pregnant, or were they rough?
Yeah. I mean, I had 2 miscarriages, like right in the beginning of the pregnancy, but the 3 other miscarriages,
You were fine?
the
You
3
weren't,
other
like,
pregnancies.
it
Oh, the
wasn't kicking
first
your ass or
one,
anything?
the first one was kind of rough, but the other 2 were fine. Yeah.
I think that's a big factor in it too. Is like women that have rough pregnancies, they don't want to be.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it just sucks to be
But
pregnant
then
in general, but
there are some women that are just breezy through.
yeah, and they love it.
Yeah.
I mean, my last birth, I went in at 8 in the morning. I was like, hey, I think I'm having contractions. And by 11 o'clock, I had that baby. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, because with the other 2, I was in labor for 22 hours, for 20 hours. But the third one, man, like, I walked in the hospital and I was like, check me right now. And they're like, you're at a 7. And within 15 minutes, you need to check me again. And they're like, no, the doctor's going to, no, like, check me right now. And they're like, you're at a 9. And I was like, we're having a baby right now. And I was like, I mean, look at the screen. It says every 2 minutes, like, I'm having contractions. So.
See, and women are just so inspiring. That's so strong. Like, let's get it. Like, you're just like, let's get to it, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's impressive. And I do want to say, like, 'cause I know a lot of women that have miscarriages. I want to say sorry about that. That's not a good thing to go through. Yeah, that's way rough.
On the soul.
On the soul, mental,
Yeah.
like, I've seen what that does, the toll that takes on a woman. So
yeah,
it's
I know.
unfortunate, and I'm really sorry about that.
For me, like, the first one was the worst, just because I was about 4 months pregnant when I found out, like, the baby had died at 10 weeks. So for the longest time, I thought I was pregnant. I could feel the baby, like, kicking and everything. And then just to find out, like, the baby's been dead inside of me for 8 weeks.
Those were just like ghost kicks then? Or?
Yeah. I still felt it even after they took out the baby. Oh. With the second one, I guess it wasn't as horrible. I mean, it still hurts because you're like, what did I do wrong? Mm-hmm. You know, you keep blaming yourself. But, like, the second one, like, I knew I didn't take care of myself that one time, but I just thought, like, I can't get pregnant right now. Like, it's okay. But I did get pregnant, and I didn't know that I was pregnant. Like, I found I was pregnant when I was losing the baby at 5 weeks. So it was different with the other one. Like, I thought I was going through the whole pregnancy. I mean, my stomach was getting big, and yeah, it was horrible. I had to go into the ER because I was having a hemorrhage, and yeah, it was just horrible. I found out with my 1-year-old right next to me, like, they were doing the ultrasound, and he's like, are you sure you're that far along? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, it's February, and I haven't had a period since November. Like, I know that I'm pregnant. Look at my stomach. Do I not look pregnant to you? And he's just like, well, I gotta have the doctor tell you, like, some things, because I can't explain it to you. And I was like, I knew instantly there was something wrong. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's rough. Yeah. And I remember, I mean, it took me years and years to heal. Like, I'm okay now, but even, like, my ex-husband didn't understand, like, why. Like, I remember going to church months later and just seeing the women that were the same far along as I was. And, like, I'd just get home and cry. Yeah. Like, it was horrible. And he's like, why are you crying? Like, what's wrong? Did you do something wrong? And I'm crying. Like, did you not see that girl right in front of us? Like, she's pregnant. She's the same, like, amount as I would be. Why do you care? Like, it happened and it didn't happen. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
And it was just, it was hard for him to understand. And like me, I went through it and it just, it was rough.
Yeah. I'm a true believer that some things you could never truly heal from. Mm-hmm. It's always going to be there. You know, you're going to have your good days and your bad days.
Yeah.
The theory of, like, you hear it and see it all the time. Like, I'm healed, I'm this, I'm that. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not a true believer on that. I feel like you will always have that type of pain, that type of, trauma that you're dealing with.
I don't know if it's because I'm drinking right now, but I'm like, I started feeling that, pain right now, even though for years I've been saying I'm okay.
It will never go away.
Yeah.
It's never always going to be part of your story. And everything.
Yeah. But ultimately, it builds who you are. It builds the person that you are. Like, I feel like a lot of the stuff I've been through in my life molded me into the man I am today.
Bad and good.
Bad and
especially the bad.
Yeah, the bad for sure, because that's a lesson. That you're learning from that. You're learning from that hurt and that pain. So
that informed your next decisions.
Exactly. And now, like, I mean, the year I had last year. Yeah, so like, now I feel like I came on the other side, and I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm healed and this and that, because I'm not. I still have my days.
I'm sure there's days when you just break down and shit.
Like, actually, my brother his wife just had a kid. Oh. So, and that brought back a lot of feelings and a lot of issues that I didn't deal with during that whole process.
Your brother's wife, the brother who passed?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So she was pregnant when he passed away. Okay. She was about 2 or 3 months pregnant, but she just had the baby, named him Jackson. After my second son, his name's Jackson.
So it's like...
Yeah, so, it just brought up... And that's when I realized, like, I haven't really... That's when I started believing, like, I'm never going to heal.
You're not going to heal 100%.
Yeah.
Because I'm holding him, sitting there holding him, I'm just, like, crying. I'm just like, this isn't... Like, I haven't figured this out yet. Yeah. So... I'm not a true believer on being fully ill. You're never going to be fully ill. Mm-hmm. But everything that you go through molds you into the person you are. So
yeah.
And you just got to get through it. You just got to live with it. You got to learn how to live with it every day. So
yeah. Yeah, I think, like, every person that comes in to your life, like, there's certain people that you attach to more than others. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think about all the time people ask me, you don't miss your ex-husband? Absolutely not. Like, I don't feel anything for him. And maybe because I started detaching, 5 years before our divorce. Yeah. Like, it's been 8 years now, and I'm just like, I have nothing for him. If anything, I have anger towards him sometimes when he tries, dumb stuff with my kids. When he tries to hurt me, like, using the kids against me. But to say that I ever miss him, no. Like, it was, like, the greatest thing for me was to getting a divorce. Yeah. Like, I've gone through other relationships that
I hate that. I get that a lot too. Like, you gotta miss your ex. Like, no, not at all.
Yeah. Like, and I've been through other relationships that didn't even last that long, and I'm just like, it hurts. Yeah. And there's days where I'm like, for weeks, I go and I'm like, I'm okay with it, and I'm like, I think I'm over them, and then something happens, and then you're like, no, I'm not.
There's the saying's true. Like, a person is either a blessing or a lesson. So
I like that.
Every person that comes in your life is one or the other. So
And if a guy has daughters, he's a...
If a guy has a daughter, he's a hoe. He's been hoeing. He's been doing hoe shit. So, but ultimately, like, I feel like you got to get in a place in life to be able to judge that. To be able to recognize that, whether that person, because then you put up boundaries, and you're not going to let that person hurt you.
You know what, I turned 33 a month and a half ago, and I feel like something just clicked in me that I was like, before I didn't have standards when I dated men. I didn't have expectations.
So you just dated a bunch of scrubs or what?
Well, pretty much, honestly. Like, anybody that was attracted to me, I didn't even wait for me to be attracted to them. Like, if they wanted me, I'd give them a chance. And now it's so different. like, if I'm not picking you, like, you ain't, you're not even in my bubble no more.
You went from a pick me to a pick you.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
So do you keep, like, your preference for men? Do you keep it, like, in the culture? Like, do you like Mexican men? Is what I'm asking.
No. I actually didn't even like Mexican men in the beginning. Like, I was more into white men. Oh, yeah. And then my first husband was white. He was half Mexican, half white, but he was raised white. Yeah. Because of my religion, when I was growing up, and all the bad things that happened with him, I didn't have any kids with him. I believed that it was a punishment to me because I chose a white man instead of somebody in my culture. So I felt like everything bad that happened to me was because of that.
Your fault?
Yeah, that it was my fault. Basically, like what my parents raised me to be, to think. So the second time I married the most Mexican guy out there, like a paisa, you know? Like, didn't speak English, right? Didn't speak English, like wanted me at home working, wanted me at home not working, raising kids, cleaning, and cooking. Like, that's it. And so, and then I grew older, and I'm like, no, this is not what I want. This isn't what I was made for. Yeah. And then, you know, I started dating a little bit after, and just, I don't know, this last year, I'm like, you know what? I am the whole package, and I want the whole package. Like, it's not, if you choose me, like, oh, I'll give you a chance. No, it's like, I got to think you're good enough for me.
It's got to be like, you got to be giving to me the same amount of good shit I'm going to be giving.
Yeah, same energy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, balance.
Yeah, because before it was like, oh, you're interested in me? Okay, well, let me see if you're,
maybe
you know.
It's worth it,
yeah, but no, it's like, no, like, I got to choose you, you know.
Yeah.
And I have standards now, like, I was raised like, oh, you can't look at, like, how much the man makes or what he has or anything like that. But I'm like, okay, so now, like, when I got married,
gotta trust he's doing all right.
Yeah, but like, when I got married the second time, obviously, like, I already had an apartment. I had everything, like, furnished. He didn't have anything. And I was cool with that. I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with that. And now I'm like, no, I have a house. Like, I have my own cars, you know, paid off. I have a business. I have my kids. Like, if you can't provide that or more, like, I can't. Yeah. I can't have somebody in my life.
Risking shit like
that. So
there's nothing worse than taking care of another grown adult, in a sense, right? You know, so
yes,
I get that. Yeah.
Because the first person I dated, I mean, not that he was broke or anything, but he didn't have his own place, and right away within 2 weeks, like, he just wanted to move in, and I experienced that for a few months, and I'm like, no, like, no, that was when I started having standards a little bit, like, you got to have your own place, you know. And I've dated other men that do have their own place, and, like, it's different. They don't want to just move in with you right away, you know.
Yeah.
And they don't want you to take care. They don't want you to take care of them. And it's like, no, yeah, like, I want somebody that can take care of themselves, and great. Like, when I can take care of a man too, but it's like, I don't want to be taking care of you all the time.
Because you want to.
Yeah, because they need it, exactly.
Yeah. So one thing I'm learning, right? I've been single for a while now, and they talk about women, like the independency of women and stuff like that. That's a real thing for men too. I don't think people realize that. Like, when I became single and I moved out, I did my own thing, got my own place, right? I would realize that in some cases I was learning how to be an adult again in a way, because I didn't realize some of the things that she was doing for me. That
especially because you got with her pretty young.
Yeah, high school. So, you know, like, we basically grew up together, and so there was a lot of things that she did that I didn't do that I have to do now. And so I'm like, Mom, how do you do this? Sis, how do you do this? Like,
see, I remember calling my mom when I first moved out when I was like 19 and being like, hey, how much do you boil an egg for? And just stupid shit like that.
You're literally
that you
learning
just took for granted, like, my mom, I want a boiled egg.
Yeah.
And now I live by myself and I want a boiled egg. How much the fuck do I boil an egg for?
So to all the women that are out there listening, if a man could boil the egg, that's a green flag. Real talk. Like, I feel like that's very impressive for a man to be that. Like, especially the single dads out there. I'm rooting for the single dads because I'm a single dad myself. If you're able to take care of your kids, cook for them, clean for them, and do all these things as a man, like, that's impressive, because women do not get the credit that they deserve for that stuff, you know. And I realized that
a little extra shit.
I realized that, you know. I didn't realize it at first because I was just so angry, so sad, and stuff like that. But now, like when I got
You
clarity,
kind of appreciate what she did for you.
I appreciate everything my baby mom did for me. Like, you know, like she's a great mom. She did all that. So, but we weren't good for each other.
Work out.
Yeah. And you just gotta accept that and move on. You know.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But ultimately, like, to all the men out there,
she wasn't a shitty wife or shit.
No, like, hey, like, man, learn how to cook and stuff. Trust me.
Yeah,
it goes a long way.
You know, like I remember when my ex-husband, the second one, when I found out that he knew how to cook, and I was just like, that's amazing. But honestly, he didn't know how to do anything else, and like that's minimum. Like
you got to be versatile, man. Men, you hear that? You got to be versatile. Be versatile with what you do and what you offer to a woman.
Sometimes we think,
or to men,
like one little thing. You got to look into all the things. It's not just the one thing. Like that's minimum effort. Like I know how to do everything, and I'm very independent. And sometimes that scares men because they feel like they're not needed. And you know what? I don't know. I feel like if somebody wants me for me and not because I need them, or like that makes more. I don't know. It makes me feel more loved. You know, more appreciated, more wanted than if it's just because they need me. Like I don't ever want a man just because they can provide for me. And I feel like there's a lot of men out there that they just want a woman because that's all they can do for them.
We got to kill that stereotype. We really do.
I got the money to pay the bills, so now I need someone to cook and clean for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing I'm realizing, men and women need each other. Like we got to kill that stereotype. Like that's crazy to me. Like I just feel like you are who you are. What you offer is who you are. So if you have something to offer a person and they accept that, there ain't no other reason. Like, come on now.
I still break every time I talk about.
I drank a 20-ounce Red Bull before. I'm living on that.
You do need to get a fan up in here though, because your boy. Hey, I feel like I'm in a sauna.
This
right
is
now.
the first time we've been here that it's hot. It's always freezing cold.
It was
in
cold
here.
last time, but I came in the winter time. So
we've always been in the winter. Like
so I'm sitting here like.
Yeah.
You know, but no.
Yeah, no. What I was trying to say is like I still break every time I talk about this, but like the week that we were about to sign the divorce papers, my ex-husband came into my bedroom and he laid on the bed next to me while I was playing with the kids, and he said to me, I provided for you financially. Every single week I brought you a paycheck. You didn't need anything else from me. And like that hurt, you know? To me, he was saying like I was just a paycheck. You know? Yeah. And he's like, I didn't need to provide anything from you. And I'm like, no, I needed your love. I needed your support. I needed affection. I needed help with the kids. I needed everything, like not just a paycheck.
Yeah.
And that's literally all he thought that he was supposed to provide for me. And to this day, like he thinks like he was a great man just because that's all he provided.
And the thing is like, you know, I was in a long-term relationship. So like I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I did this. Like, I made my mistakes in that relationship, right? And one thing that I always took accountability for is, you know, doing the bare minimum. And so it's unfortunate for her because the next person that I'm going to be with is going to get the best version of me. Just because of that stuff, the entitlement of like, oh, I pay all the bills, I do this. But then she started hustling. She started grinding, and she started bringing in paper too. So it's like, that all goes out the window. Yeah. So now what do I have to offer? Yeah. Do I offer attention, affection, you know, parenting, you know, co-parenting or whatever the case is? But no, for a healthy relationship, you got to kill that. You got to kill that stereotype, because I just feel like we all have, men and women all have stuff to offer to each other. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people take that for granted. I really do. Like I do. And I've taken it for granted myself. So. Yeah. So. Yeah. I don't know, the way I was raised too, like it's just like it's okay for men to just bring the paycheck, you know? Yeah. It was definitely a huge like cultural thing. That I saw my dad come home every day and just lay on the couch and watch TV and get served his dinner, you know? Yeah. Yeah. And he never had to do anything at home. Yeah. Ever. And even like what most men do, like nowadays, like they change the oil, they fix little things around the house. My dad never did that. My dad paid somebody to do that. He paid for the bathroom faucet to stop leaking. You know, he paid for one of the tiles to get fixed.
he never did any of that. So when I've had men in my life to do any of that stuff, I'm like, wow, like they're so amazing.
Yeah.
But it honestly, like it's bare minimum. Like I know how to do that stuff too. I just go to YouTube and I
Exactly.
Especially
you
now,
could Google
yeah.
I YouTube and Google it. Yeah. Like,
It's crazy because like I hated cleaning when I was in a relationship. I hated doing dishes and stuff.
Really?
I love cleaning. That is like a self-love thing. I love cleaning my place. Like I love doing that stuff. Like
I always hated
music.
dishes, but same thing.
Yeah, like,
I would bump some music.
Yeah,
like, play
put some music in.
records.
I'm over here scrubbing toilets. I've never done that before. I'm mopping. Never done that before. Like, man.
That
like,
is-
but now I just love it. Like,
honestly, like as a woman, that is the most attractive thing a man can have, is like to have a clean house, a clean place, that he's clean,
Smells
that he
good.
dresses.
Like, I love that. I love that.
Smells good,
Like,
dresses
My place
well.
was always clean. Sometimes it was messy. I'll say that against me.
yeah.
Like I'll leave shit laying around like guitars, fucking cases and shit. But clean, but it was clean. And like those are two different things. You can
Bro,
leave
so
shit laying around.
So
but if it's clean,
I
it's
do
clean.
I do week on, week off with my kids, right? So I get them for a full week. So when I have them for a full week, my house is destroyed. Like it's hard to
Same.
keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? But when it's just me there, boy, I'm telling you.
On Sunday
spotless.
when mine leave, like
Hey, Sunday. Yeah, so we do our
That's
drop offs on
that's
Sunday too.
so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
That's how I am, too.
As soon as they leave, they go to their mom around 3:00 in the afternoon. As soon as they leave, boy, I got that fabuloso out. And
you said
know,
you're not Mexican.
yeah, I
Sure?
got that out, and I'm already cleaning. Like that's all I do on Sunday. It's
Yeah.
self care. It's really
Yeah.
good for the soul.
For real.
So man,
I
learn how to
feel
clean.
so
learn
much
how to
better.
clean.
That's what happens. I live at my mom's house, but Sundays they leave and same thing. Like
Yeah.
we both get to work on the living room, toys everywhere, fucking popcorn all over the carpet and shit. We pick it up together, vacuum. But then my mom's always like, "Well, it's clean now, but it feels fucking empty as hell now."
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
now we're all just kind of sad there.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
for sure.
And the one thing that I do love, and this is like a very underrated thing, is lighting candles. Men, get you some candles and light them up. I love lighting my candles up.
Yes.
I always do it right after I'm done
I
cleaning.
don't do
I'll
candles.
light
I
it.
do Scentsy.
Scentsys, candles, yeah. Anything, like I love Bath and Body Works. I get like lotions, sprays, like car stuff, and I get everything from there. So yeah, after I'm done cleaning, I'll light a candle in each room.
My Scentsy's, I have a different Scentsy in every room that matches
Yeah.
that room.
Self-love, self-care.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
for
I'm big
me,
on. 2024 is self-love, self-care.
Go to sleep at 12, 1 a.m. Like just.
Oh, yeah.
I feel so fulfilled because I'm showered, I'm clean, all my laundry's done, my house is spotless, everything's mopped. Like, yeah.
Your bed sheets are fresh. They smell
Yes.
good. I
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
what
I
that's
love
it.
that feeling, getting out of the shower and just laying in some fresh sheets.
Yes.
There's nothing
Everything
better.
clean. Bed is clean and you're clean.
Yeah.
It feels fucking good.
So, man, please, come on, step your game up. Start cleaning your house.
Yeah.
Learn how to clean.
It is the most attractive
Yeah.
thing. I think, like my last relationship, that was the one thing I was super attracted to. My man was that
clean
he was
man.
so clean. Yeah, and not my ex-husband was a clean person. He wasn't dirty, but he had a different kind of clean. It was just picked up. Like my ex, like he was like spotless. It made me feel like I wasn't doing good enough. It made
Yeah.
me step up
step
my
your
game.
game,
Yeah. Yeah, for
I was
sure.
always big on keeping the bathroom because I always had people over, and I'm like, I don't want them to come over and see a big old fucking dookie stain on the toilet.
This thing. My boy, and the thing is like I got 3 boys. They're pissing all over the
Peeing
wall
all
and
over the
stuff.
place,
Like
yeah.
every time they leave, I gotta clean that shit. Like
Yeah.
it's insane.
Oh yeah, my son. We have 3 bathrooms, and it's like I go check at my daughter's room, bathroom, because they share the same bathroom, and it's like it's passable. But my son's bathroom, I'm like, why, dude? Why? There's toilet paper everywhere. There's like his shampoo, his lotion, whatever. It's everywhere, and then like pee all over the toilet. I'm like, dude. But every time, like with my business, I have a bathroom too, and I'm like, I need to do a TikTok on this, like. How do you go to a public place and like you flush the toilet and you don't even look back and see that you left a stain in the bathroom? How, or pee on the thing, on the toilet? Like how? I am so like picky about that, so anal about it. Like every time I go somewhere else that's not my house, I mean even in my house, I do the same thing. Like it's everywhere. Every time I go to the bathroom, as soon as I flush, I look and I'm like, okay, it doesn't look. There's a toilet brush right there.
Just quick
clean
scrub.
it. And then, 2 seconds. Or you just flush again for a second time.
Or you just pee it off. If you're a guy.
That's, if you have that strong missile, yeah. But my 4-year-old is, man, this boy is just ridiculous. He just, he has no remorse. He just pees everywhere. And he never flushes the toilet.
My son.
It drives me crazy. Yeah. But
luckily, I have 2 girls.
Yeah.
So
he's peed on me before too. Like I'll go pee and he'll come next to me and pee. So we'll stand there basically sword fighting in the sense. You know what I'm saying? And he would he would just get his attention would just go and he would just be like, oh.
Just start
swinging it everywhere. It gets on my leg. I'm like, come on, bro.
That's funny.
And he's like the most adorable kid, so it's so hard to get mad
you're not
at
gonna
him.
fucking yell at
He's
him.
like my twin. He's like this little like white baby, bro, and he's just Jonah. Shout out to Jonah.
Is he the
My
one
boy.
that was born with the long hair?
Yeah, he had the long curly hair. Yeah, that boy's gonna be a problem. I'm telling you, he's gonna be a problem when he's older. Shout out to Jonah.
Oh yeah, that's dope. So we've been going for a while, guys. So I think we'll start wrapping it up.
Cool.
And we'll get the hell out of here. Thanks for coming, Maria. Again.
Yeah.
We'll have to get you in more
Look,
often again.
I do swell up when I drink.
You
I've
swell
never had
up?
I've never had a ring on when we drink, and look at that.
You can't get it off.
I
now?
can't get it off.
Was that up here before?
No, it was right here, but look at my finger. It's red.
It's like cutting off your circulation.
The nails are on point though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, you got them
They
done
always-
yesterday,
they
right?
have-
Who does
Yep.
your nails?
Giselle Martinez. Shout out to her.
Yeah,
208
Giselle.
nails.
Yeah, Giselle Martinez.
We're gonna
Yes.
do some advertising shit for her.
Ladies, go
Yeah.
get your nails done. The nails
She
are
does
fire.
awesome. Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Just like men, go get your haircut every 2 weeks. Every
Yeah.
payday, go get it done.
You do every 2 weeks?
I do.
I tell everybody, like, this is my one thing. Even if I don't get my hair done, I don't get my lashes, I don't get new clothes, my nails are always done.
Yeah.
It was, I was married 10 years, and I tell everybody, like, for the first 5 years of my marriage, I didn't work outside of the home. I still helped inside. Like, I babysat, I sold Scentsy, I did other things to help provide financially. But I never bought myself anything, like not even new underwear.
Yeah.
And because I didn't feel like his money was for me to spend.
Yeah.
And so I started going to counseling after a few years later, like after I started working. And that was one thing my counselor said, you got to take care of yourself too before you expect somebody else to take care of you.
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you want to do? And I said, I used to get my nails done before I got married. And literally, this is like the one thing I don't miss.
Yeah.
Like I left my baby yesterday, my business, to at a very important event with employees to go get my nails done. Like that's how important it is to get my nails.
Self-love.
Yeah.
I mean that.
To get my nails done.
Yeah.
That was your big takeaway? Did you say
Yeah.
2024 is self-care?
So yeah,
Self-care.
just everyone take care of yourself.
Clean your
man.
fucking
Dude,
toilets.
yeah. Just do what makes you happy, and find something that makes you smile in a sense. So.
And if anyone wants
Mine
a
is-
sperm donor, hit up.
Mine is haircuts and shoes. I love haircuts and shoes, and that's what I spend my money on. So,
My nails and shoes right now.
Yeah. You big on the shoes
I like
now?
your 270s. I have
Yeah.
those same ones.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, those are the ones I use
got-
the gym for. Yeah.
I got black ones. I got
black
red
ones,
ones. I have white with purple. I have white with turquoise. Turquoise is my favorite color.
They're so comfortable though.
Oh, I love them.
I love the 270s.
They are my favorite.
Feel so left out with
Or
my Chucks that I wear.
Metcons.
I have 2 pairs of Chucks.
I
too,
wear the
bro.
Chucks for everything.
I wore the Air Maxes.
I want to buy some white ones. I haven't had some white ones in a while. I used to always, back in the day when I was young and swinging,
Mm-hmm.
I'd always keep like a pair of ruddy old Chucks like that, like punk rocker looking ones, and then some like sleek black ones, and then like some icy white ones.
Yeah.
I always had like 3 pairs of Chucks.
I have all white ones and I have the black and white ones.
The white ones.
I can't do those because my feet are flat and.
See,
they
that's why I
distract.
don't like any shoes like that because
No, I gotta have support on my.
I don't like this part.
my arch.
I feel like my foot's
Yeah.
just my foot feels like that fucking chick on Cinderella. You know. It's just all curled up.
You gotta get the right size. You gotta get the right shoe.
Yeah.
Like my Metcons right now are my favorite. Metcons are so comfy.
I always
They're
like
so
any flat shoe.
flexible.
Vans.
So yeah, I'm just a big fan. Like I wear right now, my biggest thing are Jordan 11s, Jordan 1s, Dunks, and Air Maxes, so that's what I rock. Been rocking, and boots, of course.
I just got my first Jordans, and they're so beautiful.
That's impressive. First pair of Jordans.
First pair of Jordans. They're tan with turquoise.
Hey.
I was like that picture of Michael Jordan wearing those fucking boots, and it's like Michael Jordan doesn't wear Jordans. So he's wearing some ugly ass boots.
Yeah. I got the John Wayne 13. yeah. I love boots, and I'm gonna get more boots. You know, I'm gonna step out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With the taco meat and everything.
Everybody thinks you're Mexican anyway. Might as well.
Yeah, man. I want.
Might as well play into that.
Yeah.
So we'll get the hell out of here, guys. Thanks for coming, both of you, and we'll get you back on. There you go. All shoe talk.
Those are fresh.
Do you guys want to record a whole other shoe episode? I'll just leave you guys alone and just talk about shoes.
Let's do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, man.
This was Rod's podcast.
Shout out to Rod.